Oh, it's your boy man back again with another Rival Fan podcast. It's good to be back. We were gonna obviously do the video on a Monday, but we just needed time for Lawless to dry his tears and then obviously, check the VAR, get the replays, get the clip out, make sure everything was in order. Because Manchester United obviously beat West Ham. I'm actually outnumbered. I'm happy I'm outnumbered today because obviously, I can't go down for bullying and it's 2v1, so it's so good. But listen, we're going to get into everything. We're going to do the roundup. We're going to talk some transfer news. Also getting bullied by Newcastle. Water is wet, the same old, same old. You love to see it, but we're going to get into everything. But before we do that, let me introduce the panel. First and foremost, the homie is back. It's good to see you, my brother. Lawless is in the building. Lawless, how you doing?
Yes, mate, I'm good. Obviously, my other sort of West Ham fan co-host Kojo is not here today, so I had to get a replacement. I had to get a substitute to get Jase in, so we keep the West Ham balance in order. There always has to be two West Ham fans with me, so I'm feeling good. I'm pumped for it.
Yes, you love to see it. And speaking of which, the man himself, West Ham's finest, Jase is in the building. Jase,
thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you all, man. I love this show. Always watching you, man. I love it. I jumped on his show the other day and I was like, "We're gonna win."
I know, yeah, you did. I was trying to find that, but I couldn't because I got bloody suspended. I was, for fuck's sake, I was gonna reply to the tweet now, but oh god, yes, you got away with that one. But I'm gonna bring you up, but at least you did. So fair play. But listen, so it's a pleasure to have you. Obviously, I love you guys. I watch all you guys' content as we were speaking prior. So listen, I'm looking forward to it. But last but not least, the most loyal member of the Rival Fan podcast, regardless of the results, regardless of the circumstances, he's always here on time. You love to see it. The homie is back in the building. Cahil, how you doing, brother?
Could be better. But I guess we'll get into that later. I like the intro. I thank you, Ism, for that.
Listen, you're a legend, you honest to God. Cahil's helped me so many times. People don't know yet. Cahil's helped me too many times. From doing my solo shows, and Cahil's been there, so I appreciate you 100%. So I'm not going to go too hard on you today, innit? Because obviously, I'm going to leave that to you guys. Lawless is here, so I'm going to balance it slightly. I have deliberately put Arsenal after West Ham, so after that, I saw Lawless. I thought, should we talk about Arsenal first? I thought, nah, let's get the Man United out of the way, and then you can have that to the end. But listen, we're gonna obviously start with Chelsea first, as a team that we don't really speak about enough, funny because obviously our Chelsea rep Daniel isn't currently available. But we are going to start with Chelsea. To be quite frankly honest with you, I don't know the ins and outs of this story because, like I said earlier, my Twitter got suspended, so I haven't really been following it. However, from what I have heard, there has been a bit of a dressing room unrest. In particular from the attackers at Chelsea. Again, this seems like a fabricated story, but it's just what's come out. Attackers and Tuchel, they're not seeing eye to eye. I wonder why. Lawless, we'll start with you. And obviously, everyone else just, chime in whenever you feel necessary. What are your thoughts on this story first? Do you think there's any truth in it? Or do you think it's BS? Or where do you stand on it?
I mean, there might be a grain of truth. Obviously, he seems to be rotating these attackers quite a bit and unsure over who his strongest players are up top. And obviously, he's not getting too many goals out of his forward players. He's getting goals sort of a bit coming from midfield and stuff like that. But the actual the Werners and the Lukakus and that. So I can see them feeling like making excuses and feeling like, oh, it's the system. But I think it's just the state of football that we're in these days. Whenever things start to veer off and don't quite go the way, players start to make excuses, blame the manager, cry about the system. We just see it time and time again. Like, this guy took you to a Champions League, not less than a year ago. So he's earned a little bit of credit and a little bit of faith. Now, when he gets to the summer, that's when he's going to have the chances to really try and move some players on and keep the players he wants to get and who can actually fit his system. I think the recruitment has let him down, and obviously he's stuck with a lot of Lampard's players as well. That is an issue. So yeah, I think probably a little bit of truth in players being players, man, these days. Modern day football players.
Bro, he won the Champions League with these players, man. And what you need to look at is the system, because it's not the first time that his attackers aren't exactly scoring goals. Last season, you could blame that Werner didn't have his shooting boots on last season, but irrespective of that, they created chances. But this season, they look to be creating that many chances. Lukaku isn't scoring, Werner isn't scoring, the attackers aren't scoring. So maybe it is something to do down with the system that they're playing. He's not getting the best out of his £100 million striker. So I understand where the complaints come from. But then again, like his whole dealing with Lukaku, that he tried to be civil about it, but then he came out in the game. I don't think it was against Tottenham, but the game before, where he pretty much lambasted all his strikers and attackers, saying that they need to start scoring goals.
Do you think Lukaku was? Sorry, Kay, I didn't mean to cut you off. Now I was just saying. I just want to ask you that. Do you think Lukaku though was a Tuchel signing? Because it seems to me like I've got a feeling of like it's like Abramovich and what's the I always forget the lady's name.
Is it Milena?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, like it feels like he was available. Big player, used to play for us, big name, big brand. Let's get him in. And Tuchel's just gone along with it, even though we don't fit the system. That's what I'm feeling. I know what you guys think.
I don't think the managers at Chelsea since maybe Ancelotti have had any sort of, or maybe Conte. Actually, no, I'd say Ancelotti have had any say in who's coming. No, think about it. It's pretty Jose, because Jose bought in Cesc Fabregas. So yeah, I don't think anybody's had any say really. In terms of transfers, especially recently, man. It's like if you go for Lukaku and you bring in £100 million man, you need to find a system to benefit him, because you're just wasting that money, throwing that money down the drain. So it's up to Tuchel, man. I'm not saying he needs to get sacked or anything like that. He's sitting third in the league. Everybody thought he was out of the title race, but obviously City dropped points this weekend and they gain a massive 3 points, so you never know. But he just needs to get Lukaku firing. That's the main issue that Chelsea said. It's
like one of them. Like I'm trying to think of them sort of puzzles. Where we like, okay, so we change the system now to fit Lukaku. We benefit Lukaku, but then we weaken, say, our defense, and maybe these players can't play the other players can't play the system that benefits Lukaku. So all for one player now, you might throw the whole thing out of whack, and maybe that's why. It's a tough one. I just think it was a poor signing in obviously in hindsight. At the time, it was, oh shit, they got Lukaku and he's doing well with good Euros and he's doing good at Inter. It seems to be just a bit of a mess in there.
One of us didn't say that, but it's just one of us. One of us probably I got agenda, so I'm just gonna keep renewing with it. But apparently, Lukaku. Now, to be honest, I did think when they signed Lukaku, it was gonna kick him on. I personally think the Tuchel thing, right, is an absolute embarrassment. It's an absolute embarrassment of the highest order, right? This guy's come in, inherited a team that isn't his, Okay, granted, he signed a couple of players. Inherited a team that isn't his. Within 6 months, he's won the Champions League. And people are going to say, well, Di Matteo did that. I don't give a shit if Di Matteo did that. Doesn't make it any less of an achievement to win the Champions League. Any of us have the opportunity to even, be close to that achievement. We take that with open arms. And now these same players, Lukaku was sad because he wasn't part of that team. The same players are apparently turning on the manager, the same manager that made you guys win that unbelievable trophy, the first of your guys' career for a lot of you players. And a lot of them haven't been pulling their weight. I mean, I don't actually think it's a system problem. 3-4-3, I don't see any issues with that formation, to be honest, for an attacker. If anything, I think it benefits the attacker a lot because you don't have any defensive responsibilities. So, the players in the final thirds, the front three, let's just use Werner, for example, Havertz, Ziyech, Pulisic, whoever it may be, them players, and Mount as well to throw in there, them players are benefiting the most from the system because they've got 7 players behind them doing all the work. If let's just say we're playing a 4-3-3 and Mount's playing right wing Ziyech is playing right wing and Pulisic is playing left wing, they're going to have to defend. They're going to have to come back, track their runners, etc., etc. They don't necessarily need to do that in this formation. So they've got no excuses. If anything, it benefits them massively. They're doing less work. The only work they're doing is pressing from the front, defending from the front. And for me, they've been absolutely shit. A lot of them, they've not been good enough. And Ziyech has only just turned up now. He scored 2 and 2, fair play to him. But a lot of these players haven't been good enough. And regarding Lukaku, I know Jase wants to come in, but regarding Lukaku, right, I'm going to say something that might surprise you. But if you spend £100 million on a player, you have to build your team around that player. I don't care what anyone says, because at the end of the day, whether it's his signing or not, it doesn't matter. The signing has been made. Okay, granted, like we got Van der Beek. It was quite evident that wasn't Oli signing, but it wasn't the same because we spent 35 million on him. But we put 100 million down on Van der Beek. I don't give a shit how it works. Get him in the team, and the same with Lukaku. Work it out, because at the end of the day, the guy has got pedigree in the Premier League of scoring goals consistently, flat trap bully, whatever you want to say about him. But he's a massive improvement on what they had prior. I expected Lukaku to come in, bag 20 goals minimum. Okay, he doesn't score against the top four. You know, obviously it's an issue. But at the same time, even if he scored 20 goals, he would have been a huge improvement on the chances weren't missed last season. So for me, it's a combination. Lukaku needs to fix up. But also, Tuchel can't just sit there and say, oh, well, it was working prior. You've got him now. You've got to work with it. And it's not a bad issue to have, to be honest.
I really believe like Lukaku's he's causing a lot of problems behind the scenes. I think he's causing a lot of trouble. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to. He doesn't care. He's just there for the money, to be honest. You look at it. He's probably put a hinder on the whole team, to be honest, by the looks of it. I know he's a £100 million player, but look at it. They're not. It's not working for them. Nothing's working for them because it's him. He's the problem there. So when you've got someone like him talking to that certain person, talking to that person, obviously they're gonna be like, oh wait a minute, hold on a sec. All right, Tuchel's not really the guy here. What's this all about? Also, when they was in the Champions League last season, there was a bit of a buzz for them. You know, they weren't getting. What teams did they have again? I can't even remember. It wasn't hard teams, was it?
No, it was. They did play up better.
I know they had Atletico Madrid. I remember them. They had a tricky run in, to be honest.
Even that final though, they were. I don't feel like they were like this attacking league.
Yeah, they weren't that dominant. They wasn't.
It was down to
that's not how
being.
plays, though, is it?
It was down to Pep being.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it wasn't a great final. I can't even remember it, to be honest. It was forgettable, wasn't it? So it was kind of really, and I'm not being funny. It was kind of luck, really, most of the time. It was luck them winning that. It was, right? Everyone will say Man City should have won it, but Man City just had a bad day, didn't they? On that day, they had a bad day.
I mean,
obvious, right?
With trophies, I'm not saying it was luck, firstly, because I think their running was very hard. Actually, they had to beat a lot of good teams to get there. But that's just the nature of cup competitions, and you need that luck on your day. At the end of the day, but
exactly, and they had it that day, and that's why. And then Tuchel's come in now. He's putting in systems. They're not working. They brought in Lukaku for, like you said, 100 million. He didn't want him. It's so obvious he doesn't want him. It's true what Dan was saying. It's bloody the hierarchies up there. They've just brought him in. Like you said, he's not really got no say in it, to be honest. It's the same thing that happened to him at PSG. He didn't have no say, nothing. Everyone started having a go at him again. Neymar and all of that. They all started ganging up on him. And then he lost his job. So it's going to happen to him again. He's not a great, tough manager, because he seems like all the players that he goes to, they always have problems with him. So he's obviously doing something wrong, isn't he?
And that's a problem as well. What you're saying, we're like, we see it at West Ham when the owners start buying and choosing the players for the manager, and the managers have to sort of take them. It's a recipe for disaster. And we've had so many.
We've done it. How many times have we done that? We've done it so many times. It's unbelievable.
Countless times. You know, and it just leaves you with these.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to read this comment now. Tuchel tactically depends on his fullback. He struggled. I mean, I think I would agree with that. But
you got to have a plan B, though, innit?
Yeah, but you got to have listen. They're Chelsea. They're over £100 million players there. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure he's got something else behind. You know what I mean? He's got a plan B, but he doesn't work. PSG had the same problem. I mean, he just relied on the certain people. Everyone was getting pissed off with him, and he lost his job. So he's doing it again at Chelsea, and it's going to happen. He's gonna fall. He's gonna fall.
I feel like it is kind of harsh considering that I think they're 6 points off the top. So to consider it a failure at this point,
whoa. 6 points of Liverpool. Are you sure? No, it's not 6 points of Liverpool.
There's 13 points off the top.
Is it 13?
At the top, it's tight at the top, right? You can't say much at the moment.
It's 12 or 13. I swear it is.
It's like
let me get the table up. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 12 or 13. I'm just gonna get some comments in while you said that. ITN regarding Arsenal signings. We're going to come to Arsenal very shortly. Just
Yeah,
to let
they're
people
10
know.
points.
He's 10 points. He's 10
Yeah,
points.
10 points, yeah.
Yeah, so just to let people know, so we're going to go Chelsea, Spurs, West Ham, and then Arsenal. Obviously, Man United will be in there as well, because obviously we played each other. And then we'll get to Arsenal eventually, so we'll come back to those questions. Tuchel does not control the purse strings. Marina does. I knew it. Close. But yeah, I think, Jase, you made a very good point there, which I've not really took into consideration. Of course, at PSG, there was a few issues, first being the racist claim, etc. But the issues with the players' egos, as you mentioned, Neymar and in particular Mbappe, they somewhat fell out of trust with him for whatever reason. Maybe it was because of the incident, maybe that was a tipping point, or maybe it was prior. But is it a case that Lukaku has come in and, as you said, so upset the apple cart, so to speak, because things were fairly rosy. Like a lot of people, including myself, I'm sure most of us, if I watched the prediction video back, said Chelsea are going to be in the title. Like we were all confident that Chelsea would be in the conversation. I remember very specifically that a lot of people were saying Man City and Chelsea. A couple of people were saying Liverpool, but only the Liverpool fans really. There was nobody else realistically putting them in the heart. But everyone was saying Chelsea, but like.
Yeah.
What's going
but
on?
If you just look at it, right? He comes in. They're just going like that, up and down. You know what I mean? Their form is not. It's just like a yo-yo at the moment, and
I'm winning.
It's just hard to say. So it's obviously something going on, right?
Spurs.
Something is going on, and it's got to be Lukaku, right? Him saying that on a podcast, right? I know he's apologised and all of that rubbish, and all of that, but he's obviously that's his true feelings,
how would you guys
isn't it?
feel if Declan Rice come out and said that?
You'd be pissed. You'd be fuming.
You'd be upset. Of course, you'd be upset. Like
and so
the situation happened to us with Payet, right? Half of us didn't believe it. Half of us didn't believe Payet didn't want to go. We all thought it was all false and all of that and everything. And then he left. So we just had what we did. We just got on with it, didn't we, Dan? And we just had to go from there, basically.
This is a problem, though. With I think because someone mentioned this actually in the comments. Someone was saying about the thing about because we're talking about Chelsea's transfer policy is obviously they do get some success and they're saying it works, but does it really work? Because lately they're not. They'll every few years they might win a league and then like 5 years later might get another league or compete or get Champions League, but they're never like this consistent for a long time. Since Jorginho's first stint, have they been this team that is gonna like challenge season after season and win back-to-back leagues and then come back again? Like they always seem to be floating in around between that third and fourth and second here and there, but never really challenging. I can't remember the last time when they won it. And that is, I think, comes down to their transfer policy and this. Let's just buy this big player. Let's buy this big player, and we can spend money until something works, and then that will work, and then that will run. The manager will work, and then if it don't really work out the next season, let's sack the manager and shift some players, buy some more big players, and keep doing that until it works. It's like I think that's.
Listen, you've got big players, big egos. It's always going to happen, isn't it? All right, you get a big player in, a big signing in. You're gonna have to deal with that. He's not dealing with it. He's not dealing it. He's managing skills. He cannot control his players. That's the thing. He's not tough enough.
Thanks for adding on to my point there so smoothly, Jase.
I know you guys have been a brilliant double act so far.
He didn't hear anything I said. He didn't hear a damn word I said.
I didn't really care what you said.
Mean, he beat your Voltrader, doesn't he?
He's just like, I'm going for too chill. He can't handle him. He can't play.
Beat him up.
I don't care about the transfer policy. It's too chill.
Yeah. Regarding the play, obviously we don't know if it's factual again. We know what the journalists report anything, but from what we've heard is obviously the dressing room unrest, in particular attackers. For me personally, one thing I have learned from being a Manchester United fan is never fucking back the players. That's what I've learned. Obviously, with the Oli situation, there wasn't really a case that you had to back a player because Oli had good rapport with most of the players from what I can remember. I don't remember there ever being any dressing room unrest. But the thing with Tuchel and other managers, they hold these players accountable. I know for a fact that Tuchel is holding these players accountable for the shit performances. Cahil, you mentioned earlier, he made those comments. Whether they were right or wrong, of course, it's an accumulation of frustration. Since Tuchel's been there, the same issue has been the lack of finishing and cutting edge in the final third. It's not a new thing. And maybe it's just like, oh my God, I've had enough of this. Can you guys just fix up? Because, you know, it's getting to the point now, it's getting ridiculous, to be quite frankly honest. We've got to actually look at the numbers, and they've spent well over 200 million on their attack. Just their attack. I mean, it's probably touching 300 million. And the defenders have got more goals, which is crazy to say. So for me, you know, back to Tuchel, I think he's done a good job. You know, he's not doing a phenomenal job, but it's not easy to compete with Klopp, or it's not easy to compete with Pep, because they are the best two managers in the world, arguably. So I think people are being too harsh on him, to be honest. He's won the Champions League. If he wins the trophy this season, and he's still in the conversation, then we'll see what happens next season. But I personally think people need to relax on this situation. But listen, speaking of transfers or lack of them, Tottenham Hotspur, currently, you know, it's kind of limbering as favourites for the top four. I've said it personally, as a lot of people starting to say it now, mainly because of the games in hand, not necessarily anything else, but obviously because they've got Conte as well. I just want to talk about Tottenham's situation in terms of the club, because for me personally, I'm absolutely loving it, because that club is so pathetic. I've never known anything like a club like Tottenham. They act like a big club. They've got a phenomenal stadium. They've got all these other things going for them, apart from a board that has any ambition on the pitch. What are your guys' thoughts about Tottenham's stinginess in terms of the money? Because they've been linked to Adama Traore, as Kish will tell us every other day, for about 3 weeks, and they're literally penny pinching, similar to what Man United did actually last season. But what are your thoughts on Tottenham in general, in terms of the transfer strategy or lack of transfer strategy? Cahil, we'll come to you first, and then obviously anyone else will jump in.
I mean, it's always great for when Tottenham don't sign anybody to help that team, because I do believe that team isn't as good as people believe. Harry Kane is obviously the shining light of that team, and then you got Son, and there's pretty much nobody else. And Ndombele hasn't exactly hit the ground running. Højbjerg is good, but he's not.
We
exactly,
was on just to add to that. When I was on your show, the Spurs fan there. He was not rating Højbjerg.
He didn't rate him. He didn't rate him one bit. Yeah, that did surprise me. Just
that surprises
a bit.
me. That I'd probably say
he was not rating him at all. Like he said, like he's marginally better than McTominay. Marginally.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, I think that's a bit disrespectful to Scott McTominay, to be honest. But you know, that's...
Okay, all right, cool. We'll go with that one. But yeah, they seem to be in the Arsenal boat of they get linked to a whole bunch of players here and there, and then it just evaporates into nothing. I mean, the talk of Adama Traore, obviously, we don't know how much money that's going to cost. I don't think it's going to cost them. It's not going to be cheap for them. So I don't think they want to spend upwards of 50 million on a guy with no end product like Adama Traore. Yes, he might be good off the bench, but you don't spend 50 million for a guy good off the bench. And then they're linked to this Luis Diaz guy who seems to be a wonder kid. But now I'm looking at it, and it looks like Liverpool are linked with him as well. So if it comes down to the two of them, who's he going to go to? You know, they seem to be just, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to tell the fans I'm going for this player. And it's very similar to Arsenal, and then just absolutely do nothing. So American owners, boy. American owners.
Yeah. Do you think it's a problem, though? Is like Spurs and Arsenal, I see similar in the ways of it's like you see your stature presently, like bigger than what it is. Like you should be going for bigger players than you should be, rather than actually using a proper scouting network and trying to find these players that would see Arsenal and Tottenham as a step up and can actually fit the team, rather than like, let's go out and try and just get the top players who want to be playing Champions League football and try and convince them to step down to Europa League or Conference or whatever.
To be honest with you, though, how many people here heard of Vlahovic before he was linked to Arsenal? I wouldn't say he was particularly on anybody's radar. And then Juventus come up.
He was.
Was he?
Yeah, because he broke Haaland's record, didn't he, last calendar year?
It was last season, but I wouldn't say anybody here was going out of their way to saying this is the guy that's going to rival Haaland. This is the big name player. He had a good first season.
I feel like Kish mentioned it. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta give credit.
Maybe, but
I don't often do that. But you know, he has brought him up a few times, to be fair to the guy.
He's had a good first season. We have no idea what's going to happen going forward. I'm not gonna lie, I did like Vlahovic, but once again, we're not talking about Arsenal right now.
We'll get to that. Don't worry. You just reminded
We'll
me.
get.
I
No,
forgot
trust
about
me.
it.
We'll get to that. I got smoke for that one. Trust me.
Oh yes, I'm excited.
But yeah, man, it's funny how Spurs and Arsenal are just two peas in a pod, man. But it is what it is.
Yes.
Just
I
two
think it's
shit
shocking.
London
I think
clubs.
it's shocking that they haven't bought anything. They promised Conte everything, didn't they? They promised him the world, didn't they? And Joe Lewis, he's living on a
People
boat
lie,
in the
Jase.
Caribbean,
People lie.
and he's doing nothing.
You know what? Do you know what was beautiful? Right? I remember right when they got Conte right, and Kish was so hyped. He's like, "I'm so hyped because I know they wouldn't have. He wouldn't have signed if they didn't promise him."
Jose, same exact thing.
Yeah, he's gonna get the signings. There's no way they would have got him if they weren't gonna give him the signings. What has happened? They got him, and he's sitting there pulling his fake hair out, wondering where the signings are.
I think it was a bit when Conte was walking around when they were showing him the cheese factory. He must have thought, "Oh my God, what have I done? What have I signed here?"
That's it. You're not gonna get players, but you got some cheese, some free cheese.
You got some cheese, but I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked. Like, I can't believe. I don't know how Conte's keeping his cool. To be honest, well, we don't know what he's saying backstage or whatever. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of this.
Exactly. They've got to promise him. They've got to have promised.
But didn't Levy fly out to see Joe Lewis? You know, the guy on the boat, the guy that owns everything. He flew all the way out there to talk to him about money, and then he came back with nothing. So
he came back with plans for a cinema and some extra houses around.
Exactly, bro. And the 72 houses. Let's not forget about those poor people.
72 houses.
Exactly, very integral to the community. But
basically, they're just going to get forced out from gentrification. So that's that. They're going to get shafted like the Spurs fans.
Oh my God! Regarding Conte, right? Yeah, I think someone put in the chat. Actually, I don't know if I might have missed it, but regarding Conte, for me, I think he's going to walk in summer. I'm pretty confident. I mean, he left Inter Milan. At the end of the day, he just won the league with Inter Milan. He left them. I know I respect Conte a lot because you know what? He doesn't take shit from boards, and we know, all of us sat here know how embarrassing some of the boards are at our clubs. Obviously, you guys have got issues, we've got issues, Cahil's got issues, and so forth. A lot of these boards don't care for the best interest of the club. It's very clear to see. Aston Villa might be an exception to that, but in general, most of them are there as a to rinse the club. Tottenham Hotspur, they need players badly, they're making cinemas. I mean, what the hell is that about? Like, Conte's quite clearly come in and said, I need X, Y, and Z, and if you don't give me X, Y, and Z, I'm not going to be able to achieve, what you want me to achieve. And I think the issue actually goes back to Pochettino. I'm not saying it's Potter's fault, but the fact that he did it on a shoestring budget, and even one season he had no signings, which now that I think about it, is actually madness. And he achieved consistency in terms of top four, similar to what Wenger did at Arsenal. And I think Levy just thought, no, what if Poch can do it, Conte is more than capable of doing it. And I'm not saying that he won't sign anyone because we've still got 5 days, but I just think Conte is not going to be there. So I don't think they're gonna.
Do you think he'll walk though? Do you think he will walk? Do you think it's more better him getting a sack and he'll get that big money payout? Or
I don't think they'll sack him though.
They wouldn't sack him, no, but
he ain't got the patience for that.
You don't think so, no?
I don't think he got to pay. I think he's just there, like, do you know what? I agree. He already looks stressed. He looks stressed after a few weeks. He's like, the level of the Tottenham is not so high. It's not so high. And he's sitting there now talking about, he said the other day, it's going to take years. He said it's going to take years to get Tottenham.
Yeah, his comments, man, his comments kind of gave me the vibe of what the hell am I walking into? Like, he almost like, shit, is it actually this bad here? Like, I didn't realize it is the history of the Tottenham. Like, he didn't believe, he should have listened to his, fellow countrymen, but obviously he didn't. But we got this comment here from Elias, sorry if I mispronounced the name, I probably have. Sewell is free in summer, quality player, amazing tall hardman, very fast defender. United need him if Phil Jones or Eric Bailly leaves. He could be a good back over. We will come into Man United very shortly, obviously, when we come across that team. But regarding Tottenham Hotspur, for me, Conte is not going to be there in summer. I'll be surprised if he is still there and so on.
Well, there's going to be at least one club we know looking for a manager, which is Man United.
Yeah,
and if Arsenal were smart, if a certain Tony Pulis Spaniard does not get top four, they should be looking for a manager too. So
I think Man U or Arsenal, one of them should take. I don't think we should take him. I would have taken him mid-season, but at the end of the season, I want to ensure we go in the right direction, which is for me is attacking.
Or Watford, they might be looking for a manager.
I mean, Watford will be looking for a manager in 3 weeks. I mean, also, I did mention this on my last stream. I've kind of gone veered off topic here, and I should have said this. I just want to say a massive thank you to Ranieri because he got Ali sacked. I respect you highly, and I wish you all the best in your new career. He's an absolute Man United legend. But anyways, waffling on. Moving away from Tottenham Hotspur because we don't normally give this much time to relevant teams just to get this coming back up. Kane and Son deserve better. Absolutely. Ruben Amorim, I don't know how to pronounce that. Eric
Amorim.
Julian Lopetegui should come in. Potential, not 10 hours because I want to Man United. But anyways, let's move on from our biggest story of the weekend. West Ham v Manchester United. Obviously, Man United won that game 1-0, deserved victory. I mean, the West Ham faithful have done their best to somehow turn the fixture. Even 24 hours after, we're still talking about outside this situation. Oh, absolutely beautiful. But look, for me personally, I'm not going to sit here and banter up too much because to be quite frankly honest with you, I mean, the game was tight. At the end of the day, we won with our bit of quality in the end. But one thing I will say is that game was a carbon copy, and I'm sure Cahil will agree, when West Ham lost to Arsenal. I thought through the entirety of the game, the way West Ham approached that game against Arsenal when Arsenal beat them recently was pretty much the same the way they approached us. I thought Moyes, for me, is the reason you lost that game. I'm really surprised that he was that cautious. And you did. I know you were offering stuff on the counter attack. I'm not saying you didn't have chances because you did, in particular in the second half. But the fact that he was that scared of Man United was absolutely hilarious. And his record against Man United, there's a reason for that. He's an absolute bottle job. So, that's my thoughts on the game. I'll pass it to you, Jase, first, because I think Lawless has got a lot to say on the matter. So, Jase, what are your initial thoughts?
You know what? I was disgusted with Moyes. He had 2 subs he didn't bring on. I'm shocked by it. I was absolutely shocked. Like, he'd even put on Yarmolenko, and he usually always puts Yarmolenko.
He's struggling. As well. He scored against us last time, didn't he?
You know what? I realised
he
was playing for a draw. He was playing for a draw.
Like that.
He was playing for a draw, and
I don't understand. It
was wrong. It was wrong. The whole thing was wrong. Everything was wrong, and I was lost for words. I'm lost for words. I really am. I felt like we shouldn't have lost that game. We should not have lost that game, at least. A draw. But he was playing for a draw. So, why would you do that? Why would you not put on? This is it's like an agony. I feel like I'm on an agony.
You sound like you're going to cry. Actually,
I really do. I'm still upset. I'm really upset. I really am upset.
Why are you there? I love it.
I'm shocked by it. I'm shocked. But why? What was the reason for this? Anyway, yeah, that was my. I'm so disheartened by it all.
Why? I know. I mean, you sound devastated, but Lawless, I'm going to let you talk, and then Cahil, me and you can just come in afterwards. Go on, Lawless. Get it off your chest. Get it off your chest. We know you're outside, but
Why?
No, let's not even talk about that because I can't.
But you know what? I just want to say this. Like, I feel like we should have just. That was the game before that. I said we just need to go at these. We need to go at these because what I mean, like they're a bit of a shambles at the moment. Like midfield as well. Like our midfield versus your midfield. I thought we should have been on the front foot. Like we had that ability. Zuma was back. Souček was back. And for the whole game, it was a terrible, terrible game of football. Like both times, it was so crap. Like and I don't know how neutrals felt watching it, but me, I was just like, geez, like it was very scrappy. Both teams trying to press each other, but no team could really get anything going. It was awful. So when it comes to the end, we're like, cool, draws coming. Like I said, what Jay said, the subs thing. Like I was saying, this game is screaming for Vlasic. This game was screaming for Vlasic. Someone there who can carry the ball, who likes to keep hold of it. That was a problem. We wasn't keeping hold of the ball. We kept losing it, and
in particular, he lost it quite a lot.
Like the passing. Listen, He's just come back.
He had an absolute disaster,
It was a
guys.
shocker.
He's
It was
just
a
come
shocker
back
for
from
everyone.
COVID. You
I
know how
I'm
it
not
is.
saying that, but it was just so funny given the
But
conversation.
I
we
don't
had
know
prior.
whether it's just like we could not pass the ball to save our lives. Like it was so weird. It was like that. It was like a Space Jam performance where the aliens have taken all the talent out of the players.
What a great reference.
That's a great
Space
reference.
Jam.
I like that, you know.
It was like that because they weren't able to do basic things. And then Moyes is that he brings on Fredericks for was it Soufal? He brought him on for?
Yeah, it took Soufal out.
Soufal had a poor game, but he brings on Fredericks, and we're like, I'm like, Vlasic, bring on Vlasic, and he doesn't make it. And then now we get to them, we're like, do you know what? It's a shit game of football, but I thought I'd take a point. We're at Old Trafford, whatever. We're still fourth, going into the break. And then next thing, the most needless, ridiculous pass. How can you do that? And it was just, it was. Oh,
was
man.
it not Declan Rice? That's right, it was Rice.
No, it wasn't. It was. I think it was either Bowen or Fredericks. It was either Bowen or Fredericks.
It was Fredericks. It was Fredericks.
Oh, was it Fredericks?
I think it was Fred. Yeah, he was passing it to. I think he was trying to pass it to Rice. Anyway, shit pass, under hits it. All of a sudden, now bang, right down the other end. Cavani, miles offside. Oh my god! He was in a whole nother country, and flipping passes it to Rashford, and then boom, it's in the back of the net. Before the defending for that goal.
I'm just wiping your tears, Lawless. Don't mind me. Just keep it.
Shameless. But no, the defending for that goal was absolutely atrocious. Yeah, you've got Creswell not tracking Rashford. Yeah, he's ball watching. You got Dawson not looking at not tracking Cavani. Yeah, not like he should be there on Cavani, tight to him, making sure he don't get across. You know what I mean? Like all they're doing.
I think you're being a bit harsh on Dawson. I'm not gonna lie, because you would tell me, no, listen, I ain't gonna defend you lot for any time, but I'll tell you one thing, Creswell, fair enough, because he should have been there to clear it out for a corner and whatnot. But what is Dawson gonna do? Yeah, but Dawson's got Ronaldo, Cavani, and Martial running directly at him.
No, Ronaldo come off it, didn't he?
Ronaldo got the ball, and he was on the drove with it into the space.
But what I'm saying is, you need someone
running at him. What's he gonna do?
Stop the cross coming in.
No, he couldn't, because Martial's running directly at him, and we had an overload with Cavani literally on the wing of free pass. If he goes across the Cavani, Martial throw and goal. Like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah, no, that is a good point. There is a gap there, but if he comes up and he's tracking Cavani, then maybe you have someone like Zuma or Frederick, someone to come in and slot in on.
It happened too quick, man. I just don't think you could get
Martial shooting. Either way, look, there weren't enough scrutiny on that offside for me. There weren't enough scrutiny.
Are you sure?
We didn't see
from what I saw, everyone became flipping graphics artists.
We didn't see the lines come up though during the game. It weren't until all these fake lines started coming up after the game.
It's onside though, Lawless. It doesn't matter, right?
All I'm saying is last season that gets drawn out.
No, but the thing is, right, whether it's going drawn out by last season or not, I think it was 110% the right decision. Because if it is offside, let's just speak in a hypothetical that it's offside. Obviously you think it is. If it's offside, we're talking a toenail. If it's offside, I mean, the goal should not be taken off for literally you're talking a centimeter or whatever it may be. That's what you want them to zoom in.
The rules are there for the reason.
You can score with your toenail, man.
Listen, I tell you that right now. I don't care if it was offside or not. To be quite honest with you, if anything, I'm buzzing it if it was offside, because the shithousery is even better. It tastes better. The salty tears was absolutely beautiful. And let's just keep it real, Only
you should have let us score on the other side.
You not can do
let's keep it real. Your players
were trying to win the game.
Your team trying to score a perfect 10 on the high dive in the Olympics. That's what your team were trying to do.
Know that clip, that was really poor by you, Lawless. I'm ashamed of you for that clip.
What
because
clip?
I know and you know that Bruno got snap clip. He got stood on in that clip. Literally 3 seconds. Rewind it 3 seconds up the way. The guy blatantly stands on the guy.
Nah.
Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say Bruno is the most dramatic diving player because he does it all the time. But in that occasion,
all of your
he
players.
actually
Look
got
at
stood on.
Ronaldo. Every 5 seconds, he falls over. He's like,
come on, do me a
you know,
favour,
give
man.
me a penalty. Well, like, what are you talking about, man? Every
Does
time.
not every player do that? If your guys
Exactly,
aren't doing it,
every
then
single
No,
player.
you're
but like,
missing. You're missing
no.
something.
Did you see Antonio the other day? Man
No,
got shot.
Cahil, right? There's times when you see players know that, yeah, like there's no chance they're
Every
even going
player
to give me
does it,
that,
Lawless.
and they
Every
get up and
single
carry on.
attacking player does that.
They
I
got to
saw
try,
him.
man.
I saw him trip over his shoelaces, Ronaldo, in the box, and he went, "Oh, what's going on?"
Listen, Lawless, all I know is
annoying,
we're
man.
above you and we got the 3 points. You can deflect all you want on Ronaldo's diving or antics or whatever you want to brush your past. And let's come back to the actual topic of the conversation, which is you lot absolutely bottled it. You know, your manager showed absolutely no cojones once again. He came to Old Trafford for a draw, which is fair enough if you look at it, you know, objectively. But in terms of the context of the game, you lot were probably the better team going into the game. I know you lost the previous match and we won ours, but let's be real, West Ham have been far better than Man United this season. I don't think anyone's going to dispute that in terms of the overall play. So that game was for you lot for the taking. Ralph actually was pissing me off for the same reason you were getting pissed off, because he subbed on Martial and Cavani with 7 minutes to go. I could not believe my eyes.
Is that strikers that want to leave that are getting subbed on? That sounds familiar.
You got to say it worked, though.
Martial secured us the 3 points and left. Yes,
brother.
No,
you got to say that worked, man, because you know what I mean. If he subbed them on like 20 minutes earlier, we suss them out a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Potentially.
Yeah. So maybe I mean you can't be too mad at him. Like, listen, if we somehow get the 3 points, I'm not talking about where's Vlasic. I'm not talking on Fredericks. I'm not talking on setting up for.
But that's just football. I think he's bottled it. You had to make subs. When he's brought on Fredericks for Sufal, I was like, what is this sub? Just to answer this question here, bro. We're gonna do this on Monday next week. We're gonna have a more topical show. We're gonna be going through the team of the season so far, and we'll chuck this in there as well, so bro. So just to save a bit of time, because we've still got a few teams to discuss. Just before we move on from United. I mean, we have to mention Lingard, and it's only right. So Lingard, apparently, Man United said to Newcastle, give us 50 million for Lingard. A player that's been there for got 5 months left of his contract. A player that doesn't want to be at the club. I just want to get your guys' thoughts on this, because I've got a lot to say on it. So
I think
whoever wants to take it.
I think I saw that they said he's a £15 million player. So you must now give us 12 million to take him on loan or some shit like that. Either way,
it was actually, yeah, you're right. I misread it about 3 different times, but I just remembered where it was. So basically, I think they said 6 million initially for the loan, which for me is a crazy amount of money, and I was like, take it. But whatever reason, we said no. We then said, if he keeps you up, you have to give us 12 million. And then they were kind of referring to the fact it's a £50 million player. And obviously you staying up, etc. Is it worth that money? And to be honest, right, I actually quite like that shithousery. I'm not going to lie. Because we know Newcastle want him desperately. They need Lingard. Let's be real. We don't need Lingard. Respectfully, I love the guy, etc. But we don't need Lingard. They need Lingard. They need to stay in this league. They need players of his ability. Willock's not done it. Obviously, you know, it's just Arsenal player. What can you expect? But you know, Willock's not done it. Then you saw when Lingard's.
He said he weren't taking shots, and there he is taking the shots.
He can't help himself, man. He can't help himself.
I literally can't. But yeah, they need him. And for me personally, I think it's good business. They were trying to sell us long stuff for 50 million. So fuck off, Newcastle. Have one of them. You don't like it when it's the other way around. Kind of the same to you, brother, if you watch Stand Up You. But every other one else, have one of them, yeah. As Stone Cold Steve Austin would say, fuck off. Listen, for me personally, they tried to sell his long stuff for 50 million. Whether it was true or not, they still said he's worth 50 million. So if you want him bad enough, come pay the money, mother lovers. You're rich. You're very rich. So pay the money you're due on, mate. I don't give a shit. So I'm enjoying us being pricks now, because everyone's shafted us. We paid 8 million for Maguire, for fuck's sake. So yeah, it is what it is. But anyone else got quick thoughts regarding that?
You know what? I actually feel really sorry for Lingard now at the moment. I feel sorry for him. He just wants to play football. He just wants to play football. So
But you do. I thought you didn't like him last season.
I didn't like him, but I just feel sorry for him. I just feel really sorry for him at the moment. I don't know why.
Have you seen this comment?
He just wants to play football. So
What was that?
let him go somewhere.
I think it was
But Newcastle, they've got to pay the money, man. Listen, everyone's going to jack up prices now. So
wait, why are we memorizing? You never walk. I'm trying to remember.
I thought because Liverpool had to win the league for us to do that. No.
Was it Liverpool? I think it might have been for me. Was who finished above Man United with Liverpool.
Yeah,
so obviously,
I remember that, bro.
I mean, don't worry, man. But I don't need to be blocked. But anyways, moving on. I'm just going to be off the face of it. That is not happening. But anyways, let's move on from Man United West Ham. I think Jase, you nailed it there, to be fair, regarding the Lingard situation, man. He wants to be playing football, and they should pay the money. They've got money to burn. At the end of the day, it's going to be well worth it if he keeps him up, rather than get relegated and trying to get
West Ham boy. I'm sorry, like he can just chill until the summer, then we'll come collect him. That's
I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? He's going to be at West Ham in the summer. But I'm sure Jason.
The one thing, just on what you said, Usman, about. You know what I mean? Like we've been shafted, and that's good to see us shafting people. There's a difference, right? With the Maguires and the other players. You bought players of teams that weren't really looking to sell their players, right? They were their better players that they wanted to keep, but they was like, we can't say no to that money. These are players that you don't want anymore, that you're trying to get rid of.
No, but this is the thing, right? And Newcastle fans are starting to notice that. Obviously, I know you guys, some of you follow Kendall. Kendall's been tweeting about this a lot, in terms of how people are putting the price up for Newcastle. Listen, we've been going through this for so many years. I'm loving it. I'm loving that Newcastle are getting shafted, because it happens to Man United. You think if another team puts in money, puts in a bid for Maguire, they go up to 80 million. Man City probably would have got him for 50 or 60 max.
This is why I'm annoyed by
Man City aren't paying 80 million for Maguire, 60 million max, because Man City have got a board that's competent and can negotiate properly. We haven't. We're just shit. Everything. We spent a month, right? I'm going off topic here, but we spent a month negotiating 5 million for Wan-Bissaka. So when we signed him, they wanted 50 million for him, right? And we said 45 million. For a whole month, we said 45 million. Guess how much we paid at the end of the month? 50 million. Fucking useless, man. Just pay the money, you twats. Like, honestly, we do it all the time. So, yeah, Newcastle.
This is why I'm annoyed.
Enjoy it, mate.
You're doing the Stone Cold a lot today.
Enjoy it, Newcastle. Enjoy it. Done that, bro.
But no, this is why I'm annoyed. My Dave Chappelle flipping meme of Newcastle didn't bang. It didn't bang, man. My Dave Chappelle thing. It was perfect. It's so true. Everyone, as soon as they know they've got the money, everyone's going, right, this is, that's the old price. You got to pay the new price now. Like,
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm loving another team get shafted. But listen, speaking of shafted,
What's a shaft?
What's a shaft?
Not that kind of shaft. Anyways, Arsenal Football Club drawing 0-0 to Brexit FC. But on the pitch, not doing great. Off the pitch, not doing great. There's a lot to unpack here. I think it's only right we start with you, Cahil. I feel like it's boiling up. So whatever you want to take, Cahil, we'll just react to that.
Get it off your chest.
Get it off your chest, Cahil, because I know you're stressed. What are your thoughts, okay?
Brother, man, I just don't know where to start. I've seen the title of the whole show.
You seen it?
You're disrespectful, but I'll go there in a minute. But the performance.
Have you read that? Oh, you can't see it, innit?
What was it?
Newcastle bigger than Arsenal? ?
Absolutely sincere, absolutely. No, but man, that was a poor. It was a shocking performance. Absolutely shocking from everybody on that pitch, man. Lacazette. Where do I start with that guy, man? That's the thing with Lacazette. You can say that he adds to the team all you want. Like they play a more cohesive unit. They're more fluid. They're more open. They create more chances. Blah blah blah. But what you want from your number 9 is for him to score goals, and he has not scored goals qualitative enough to the price that we paid for him. We paid £50 million for Alexander Lacazette. He has scored 15 goals once in the entire season, and that is not good enough. He needs to bounce. He's got 6 months remaining in his contract. He needs to bounce. That open goal was a disgrace. He should be putting that in easily. Irrespective of form, irrespective of role, you need to be putting that ball in the back of the net. You can't be missing that. You absolutely can't be missing that. And here's the thing about Aubameyang. I understand that you need to draw a line, and that you need to, that if somebody is undisciplined and they cause unrest in the team, you need to punish them. He punished Aubameyang. He punished him by saying, "I'm going to strip you of the captaincy, and I'm going to let you train with the under-23s for a while up until you go to Gabon." And now we've come back from Gabon. We've done the heart exam, which luckily found out there was nothing there, and he's still just shafting him. And you can say his man management, you can say that, but his man management skills are awful. We need midfielders. We desperately need midfielders. What has he done with Guendouzi? Ostracized him. He's off playing extremely well in Marseille. We need Lucas Torreira. He set him up to go and attain this Vlahovic deal, but that hasn't worked out. And now we're missing another midfielder. But Granit Xhaka is still in this team after telling the fans to fuck off.
He literally did that.
He probably did. He probably did when he went down the tunnel. He did that to the fans.
That's what he had to do, man. I wish he did that. If he just did that,
and that apparently warrants him being brought back into the team and being made captain. It's an absolute joke. It's an absolute disgrace, man. And he needs to sort this out because we need a striker. And if you're not going to pay the money for Vlahovic, and you're not going to pay the money for Isak,
oh no, Vlahovic doesn't want to come. Don't get it twisted. It's not about the
money. It is what it is. But regardless, you don't want to pay the money for Isak. You don't want to pay the money for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. You don't want to pay the money for Patrick Schick, who we've been linked to now. And that's the whole kettle of fish on its own. You need to bring back.
Would you take Welbeck back here?
You keep bringing up this name, boy, but you need to. Would you take Welbeck back? The answer is no, so keep quiet.
I mean,
they have Ronaldo though.
We're not desperate for a striker, and Welbeck's got more goals than Laka and Oba in the last 6 months. So
has he though? I think.
Yeah, he has.
Has he?
Yeah,
how about past 3 years?
Like 1 or 2, I think.
I think he's got like 3, man. And then one was a last minute winner, a last minute draw against. Who was it against? Chelsea. So
it was one of
big games. He turned up in a big game when it mattered.
You know what turns up in big games is Aubameyang, and he's just not allowing him back in the team. And I don't get it. You need strikers to score goals, and he's not going. He's just no. You need to. So you need to take the shittest deal, go off to Saudi Arabia, and then just get off our books. He's doing the same thing that he did with Ozil, but Ozil had a whole different situation, the whole deal with China. But I'm not going to get into that. But man, it's just embarrassing. You just stop ostracizing players. They are there to help you. They are there to complete the team, give you depth. We have no strikers. We have Lacazette off in it's less than 6 months. You have Nketiah off in less than 6 months. Who else? You loaned Balogun out to Middlesbrough. Why? That was the guy that was meant to be up next, but nope, off you go. I just don't get. When it comes to man management, I don't get this man. He needs to realize that he's not. Excuse me. He's not the be all and end all. He's not the complete package. He's not the full package.
He's a glorified assistant manager. That's what
you need to. Well, there you go. You need to be humble in certain situations. You need to admit that you're wrong in certain situations. Let things go under the bridge. Relieve the situation needs to be relieved in order to help the team. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face, and it doesn't make sense. So on that, he needs to buck up his ideas, man, because it's getting tiring now.
He thinks he's Pep, but he ain't got the clout.
He thinks he's Pep.
I think like you said, Dan, he's gone in too strong, and he can't back out now, can he? Because it will show weakness, doesn't it?
But it does.
I don't think it shows weakness at all.
I don't think it shows weakness. I think it shows growth, honestly.
Absolutely.
He needs to realize that these players are there to help. You don't cut off your only source of goals from your number 9 position for the past, what is it? How long has Aubameyang been there for now? Like 3-4 years?
To tell you what the mad thing is,
didn't he come under Wenger's like last signing?
Yeah,
it's been 5 years now. So yeah, but for the past 5 years, he's been
Wenger's last signing. The mad thing is, Aubameyang literally saved Arteta's career as a manager.
Yes,
like on numerous occasions, not just like winning the FA Cup, but in general. But listen, you said a lot, Cahil, and obviously, I'm just gonna completely disregard the Burnley game because, to be honest with you, I didn't watch it. I've seen the highlights, but I think you've covered enough with the Burnley game. But for me personally, right, I think I put in the tweet man management. I honestly mean this wholeheartedly. Arteta is the most fucking pathetic manager I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely pathetic. Absolute joke. The way he's dealt with Guendouzi, is brain loss. Guendouzi is a young lad. Young guy. He made a mistake. There's no denying that. Made a mistake. Greenwood made a mistake. Foden made a mistake. Grealish has made a mistake. Look at the way our managers have dealt with that situation, and look at the way Arteta has dealt with that situation. Ollie's man management, top notch, fair play to the guy. He's good at man management. Pep's man management, perfection. Took him out of the team completely. Said you're not playing for 2 weeks. Brought Grealish and Foden back in. No harm done. Obviously spoken to them behind closed doors. Sorted it out like a fucking man to man, and dealt with it. But what does Arteta do? If anyone disrupts the apple cart, his core apple cart, he banishes them from the fucking kingdom. Guendouzi, a young prospect who's still Arsenal's best midfielder, who's not at the club. Jake is at the club, who's, as you said F you to the fans. Partey's at the club. I mean, fair play to Partey. He's shown his dedication. I know he got sent off, but fair play to him, at least putting himself available for the game. But the point being is, Guendouzi is your best midfielder. Aubameyang, best striker. Saliba, best centre-back. Torreira, okay, he's not your best, but he's definitely in the top 2 in his position, without a shadow of a doubt. He's got rid of all 4 of them. Why? All 4 of them in Arsenal's squad today, yeah? Let's just say all 4 of them in Arsenal's squad. This whole picture that we're painting about the top 4 is a different combo. Aubameyang, Guendouzi, Saliba, and Torreira in this Arsenal team, fit and playing. Options. We're talking about completely different conversation about top 4, because I actually believe Arsenal would have a good chance then. But for me, the way he's dealt with Aubameyang, oh my God, I can't believe how bad it is. The guy was late a couple of times. You took his captaincy off him. Okay, it is what it is. He was late. It was poor professionalism. But that doesn't mean you completely banish the guy from the team because he was late and had a... Bro, he's late. He hasn't done anything else. It's not like a major deal. Make him miss 1 game, 2 games. This guy said, train with the under-23s. I'm taking the captaincy of you. Completely just belittled him at every opportunity he got. And honestly, it stems from Arteta's fucking stupid ego that he thinks he's won the flipping Champions League and done a Jose at Inter Milan or Porte. You ain't Jose. You ain't Pep. You ain't fucking shit, bro. You haven't won nothing apart from put Coles down. So drop your ego and bring Aubameyang back into the team because you're an absolute joke. Aubameyang saved this guy's job, bro. Literally. And he was the reason you won the FA Cup. Let's keep it real. Arsenal fans turning on Aubameyang. Okay, granted. Criticizing for his mistakes. But let's not forget everything Aubameyang's done for your club. Because this guy could have left when you guys needed him badly. And people have turned on him like that. And I hate that shit. You don't turn on your own, yeah? When they stuck by you, when nobody fucking else wanted to come. Aubameyang stuck by your team. There was teams that wanted him. Madrid wanted him. All the teams wanted him. He said, no what? I want to be an Arsenal legend. It's not planned out for him. Fair play. But guess what? He didn't need to fucking stay there. People saying it's for the money. Bro, do me a favor. He was on no contract, and he had the opportunity to leave. How is it staying for the money? Bro, he stayed for the right reasons. And Arteta's come in and taken the piss. I'm sorry, that is a joke. And everyone's turned on him, turned on Aubameyang. So for me, Arteta, I can't believe he's your manager. He's fucking shit. And he's still there and he's doing all this nonsense. So, bro, I
think,
I just think it's
guys, I think we should just not say anything and just let him get on with it. Because it's good for us. So.
Yeah.
Let's not moan too much, right?
Yeah, I don't want him to
let them get on with it.
We need Arteta. We need Cahil to be Arteta in, man. We need him to put the Arteta.
Yeah, we'll get a plane over and put Arteta in. Yeah, we'll all chip in.
Did you see what Adebayor said? He was like, "That's
off."
Yes.
Oh my God, that was shocking. That was.
That's a good shot. I noticed.
I love Adebayor. He's like, yeah,
he's kind of said it.
He was like typical. He was like, look at them.
I mean, if you look at it, he's 100% correct. So with the Aubameyang situation, Ozil, Szczesny, even I think Szczesny deserved to be sold to Juventus. And Adebayor himself, you make one simple mistake, and
Martinez as well. You got rid of Martinez. I just remember
Martinez as well. But then again, Martinez didn't make a mistake. He said, "Oh, even though you've won me the FA Cup, I don't need you. I need Leno." It's like, what? It's like, come on, man.
He
doesn't know how to motivate. He doesn't know how to man manage. He needs to buck up these ideas if he's going to do anything in his managerial game. it makes no sense how he's treating Aubameyang. He's the only striker at your club currently with a long-term deal. And it's like, no, I'm gonna stick to the system that's got me to where I am.
But you subbed on Nketiah. That's your bench. Nketiah is your go-to.
Nketiah is our bench.
And he's not choose Cavani and fucking Rashford. Your guys is Nketiah.
There's no way Aubameyang couldn't come off the bench and do more, obviously, than Nketiah. Like, it's ridiculous. Even when he's not at his best, he can always pull something out. Like,
he's still a threat.
That's the
thing. That's the thing that's the fear that he puts into defenders' minds. When you look at Nketiah coming on, there's no threat there. Maybe at the under 23 level, maybe for England under 23s, there's a threat there, but not at the first team with his stupid celebration. Do that in the Championship, bro. That's the quality of player that he is. He's not a Premier League striker. He's a Championship striker.
Arteta's begged him to stay and sign a new contract.
He's begging him to stay. He's giving him these.
Mighty Arsenal Football Club begging this geezer who's done nothing to stay.
He's done absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. He's begging him to stay. If you want to leave, go. Lacazette, if you want to leave, go. We need to start bringing back the players that want to play for the club. Aubameyang, all faults and all, he obviously disciplinary actions. He signed the contract. It's a very large contract, but he signed it regardless, like you said. And that means he wants to play for this club for the next 2 years. Play him. You've done all the disciplinary. You've sorted it out.
How much discipline does he need to do? Man can't lay you. That's it.
He's coming off like a dictator, and it doesn't. And it's a dictator to certain man.
But look at the Lukaku situation. What Lukaku done was like 50 times worse than what Aubameyang
by miles.
And Tuchel got him, talked to him, got him to eventually apologize, and got him back in the side. Granted, obviously Lukaku still not fitting the system, blah blah blah, but he got him back into the team again. Like Aubameyang, Lukaku is always a threat. He's someone that is still good to have in and around the team. Like what he done was so much worse than
Aubameyang at Burnley would have got a goal at Burnley.
Put Aubameyang in Lacazette's where Lacazette
100%. He's scoring now. 100%.
The thing that baffles me the most, Cahil, right, is the fact that Xhaka has come back from what he's come back. Was that under Arteta as well?
No, that was under Emery. No, it was late stage Emery.
Emery, innit? But the fact that Xhaka can be forgiven, right? So obviously Arteta's seen that. Everyone in the dog has seen that clip of Xhaka. The fact that he's quite clearly brought Xhaka back into favour to them with the fans, obviously, whatever. But he can't forgive Guendouzi for his comments. But he can't forgive Aubameyang for his lateness. I mean, it's not professional for Aubameyang to be late. But, I mean, it's just quite clearly he's got an agenda against those individual players. And he's rubbed them up the wrong way or vice versa. He just hasn't got a relationship with them. But, yeah, it's just not too shit.
He's just cushy. He's too cushy in his job as well. This is the problem. He gets a few wins.
No pressure. It don't make sense.
Yeah.
He's offered a new contract.
Yes, what I'm saying. He's been offered a new contract. I think a lot of the fans don't help because the culture with Arsenal fans, it's like he'll string together a few wins. Then all of a sudden, Arteta, see the process is cooking now. He's got this, now he's got that. Then he'll go on a bad run.
Lawless, they even got Cahil. Cahil believed that was them.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
They got you.
You did say don't even know what it is.
I never said I trust the process. I've always
no. You said
trust the process.
About 3 weeks ago, somewhere in December, maybe longer than 3 weeks. Somewhere in December, when we asked the question, who is getting top four? I said Spurs are favourites.
Yeah,
you'll remember me saying that. You still said Arsenal. You still think Arsenal will get top four. And this is when Arsenal was starting fourth. So.
No, I did, and I don't get twisted. I still think it's very capable for us to get top four.
But the thing is, when we had Oli, I always used to say nah, because I don't believe in him, his capabilities to do X. Right?
You believe the process of getting to top four. You believe that process. You trusted. You trusted the process.
You trust him enough to get you top four.
Lawless, Usman. The simple fact of the matter remains, I still believe Manchester United have our rights on favourites to get that top four spot because of the type of players that they have. I don't think Tottenham have a great team. Like I said before, they have Harry Kane, and he has every right to get into scoring form. I don't think he will. He's doing well right now, but maybe because he saw the January transfer window was open, and he started to,
preparing for the summer. That's what it is.
Exactly.
He's hitting his peak at the right time.
Jung-Min Son's being out. But apart from those two players, who in that Tottenham side are amazing. Nah, I don't think anybody really.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
I still think we have a better team than West Ham. So that's why I believe that we can get top four.
Well, your guys thoughts on that?
You would sell your whole family just to get Rice and Souček in that midfield right now. Don't even try it. That's all I'm
Rice,
saying.
not Souček. Don't get twisted with Souček.
What?
No, don't get twisted with Souček.
What do you mean not Souček? Souček's better than Xhaka.
He's not better than Partey. And let's not have this conversation.
You know, I ain't gonna get too much into Partey, but Partey's been shit for you guys for the most part.
Yes, he has been shit for us. But like we said before, and Ndombele's been shit for Tottenham. We're still taking him.
Whatever, right? But Partey has been shit for you, right? If we did a combined 11 on form, Partey ain't getting into that.
We're not talking about form here. We're talking about quality, overall quality.
I know, but I'm saying like he's just been shit for you, and it's not working.
He has been, and I'm not denying that. But I'm not going to sit here and say that he's not better than Souček. Come on now.
No, but whatever you say is that Souček obviously is proven in the Premier League. He's proven that he can play and he can do it. That's all I'm saying.
Play for West Ham in the Premier League. That's what he's proven.
All right, but either way,
under David Moyes in the Premier League. That's what's proven.
Either way, you would take them two players because what you want two midfielders and that's it. You don't want three, no. You don't want more than two midfielders.
I don't want Souček. I want. There's a list of players that I want from midfield. It seems
saying,
like we're linking with everybody, but we're not securing the deals as the title suggests.
Yeah, but anyway, the point I was making about Arsenal, right, is Arteta and this, that. They was getting carried away. Now, one goal in the whole of January, no wins in the whole of January.
They've got more red cards and they've got
goals. 14 red cards under this guy. You cannot tell me that's not an Arteta issue. Because I remember when there was last season, you started picking up these red cards, and I was just trying to think, it's not his fault, it's the players. Now he's spent 150 mil. You've still got the same problems. Red cards after red cards.
So rigid on discipline is the team's discipline has gone down the drain. But you can't help Xhaka's red cards, man. I'm pretty sure Xhaka's red cards account for half of those red cards, and you can't help.
But where's the discipline? Where's the point where you actually go? Do you know what, Xhaka?
You're not playing.
Yeah, you're costing. I know, obviously January, you're in a situation with your midfield, but this ain't just a recent thing. He does it all the time. And he still comes back. You're costing.
You're preaching to the choir, Lawless. I have no idea why
can't stand Xhaka.
He comes back in the team. Every Arsenal fan sees this man drop 6 out of 10s consistently, and it's like, Xhaka, he's so important to the team. And then when we desperately need him, he gets sent off or he does something stupid. And that's with Xhaka. I can't do it against
Man City as well. But listen, just to finish off on Arsenal, long live Xhaka.
Ramsdale's overrated.
Hopefully, both of them.
Hold on. Who's overrated?
I'm just going to end up because I was going to say Ramsdale's overrated. That's what I'm saying.
Ridiculous.
Ramsdale's definitely overrated.
He's overrated.
He's overrated. Ramsdale's over.
They'll tell you he's better than De Gea.
No, but I'm not that stupid. Now, come on, now you can't.
There's a lot of Arsenal fans that are. I'm sorry.
Without a shadow of a doubt. But listen, he makes good camera saves, so fair play to him. But listen, let's move away from Arsenal because we've spoken about him for about a good 15 minutes. I just want to finish off on Man City and Liverpool. Man City are irrelevant, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, because who cares? And they just win everything. I feel
like we're irrelevant to Man City, to be honest with you.
That's a good point.
Would you be saying that about Man United when you were just winning everything? Man United, we're irrelevant.
The reason I said Man City are irrelevant is because I don't know any Man City fans, so it doesn't hurt me. If I knew loads of Man City fans that were ridiculously cocky and arrogant, etc., then
you need to get some Man City fans in your life.
Yeah, I think I'd pay more notice to them.
Wait, you know Jan City? She's been on this show.
I know two Man City, Daps and Jan. Who else I know? That's it. That's literally. I'm not even taking the piss, but basically, I was going to get up to Liverpool because mathematically, I'm not saying that today. Mathematically, it is possible that they can still win the title. What are our thoughts on Liverpool's chances, Jase? We'll come to you first. Liverpool winning 3-1 against Palace. I don't know if you caught any of that game.
You know what? I'm sick and tired of Liverpool. Right? They're on this thing now about Jota. Jota's this. Jota's the best in the world. Jota's everything now. Jota's the main man. I'm just sick of it. Sick of Liverpool. I'm just sick of everything about them. I hate it. I
But
hate it.
do you think they can get into the title race? Though that's the
No.
question.
No.
Do you think they can get back in and win it?
No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They're going to lose against Man City if they.
Yeah, if they win their game in hand, Jase, they're on 51 points, so 6 behind City.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. All right, Man City's won it already. All right. Done.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, they're having it. But the only reason I ask is because obviously they've still got Man City to play. So if they were to win that game in hand and beat it, like the way I was speaking to my mate who's a Liverpool fan, and the way I was looking at it is if this was Man United chasing down City under Fergie, etc., which obviously Klopp's their best manager, I'd be looking at it saying, look, we win our game in hand, we're 6 points behind them, and then obviously we've got to play them. So in my head, I'd be like, we're 3 points behind if we win this game in hand. Because you have the mentality that you're going to beat them.
We're going to beat them again as well. We'll beat them again.
All right, beautiful.
Liverpool. At Anfield.
Yeah. We're going to do them. Trust me. We're going to do the double this year. I'm telling you now.
Okay. I mean, that's a
It's going to happen.
Jase.
We got to put something on the line for that, mate, on the thing.
What you want? You don't think so? Huh? I don't think so. You're against your own team? Are you?
I'm not against my team.
You don't believe in us?
I think.
I'm telling you, it's going to happen. We're going to do them over. We're going to do them over this year. Right. This is our year. This is our year.
We're going to Ray and nephews. 2 Ray and nephews. If we lose.
God, this is
all right. And if we win, you do 2 day Ray nephews, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All right, there you go. I'm gonna make sure I clip that and send it to you.
And we'll do it on this channel as well.
Yes, beautiful. You love to see Lawless story regretting it.
2 Ray nephews.
Lawless, that's gonna be very weird for you because you're gonna be like, shit. Best I've been, I'm fucked.
Yeah, either way. But at least we've won. At least
you've got that bit of happiness. But listen, last topic really. Well, before we get to quick transfer stuff, I just want to ask about Van Dyke. I don't know if you guys, pardon me, I don't know if you guys watched the Crystal Palace game at all against Liverpool when it was 3-1. But Van Dijk got absolutely rinsed. In terms of his overall positioning, they were just getting behind him at complete will. So my question to the panel, just to finish off before we quickly go through some transfer stuff, is Van Dijk declining? That is the question. So I'm just going to throw it out there. Cahil's nodding his head, so we let Cahil put his case forward first then. Cahil, what are your thoughts?
He's declining. Through no fault of his own. We have to face the facts that Jordan Pickford injury completely would ruin anybody, man. It was an ACL. He was out for what is it? It seemed like he was out for the season. So it looked like it was 7-8 months, and he had to wait to get back into the team. Don't get it twisted. He's still arguably the best defender in the Premier League. But the gap is closing because of that injury, and you can't help it. And that's the thing. That's the only point that you can make. You can also argue that Liverpool play an unnecessarily high line. It's like you realize that your defenders are aging. Joel Matip is aging. Konate is there, but he's not exactly the most defensively sound. And Van Dijk, that injury, it was horrible. So you just have to face the facts. He's not the Van Dijk of 2-3 seasons ago. He is on the decline, but it's not through no fault of his own.
I completely agree. He seems like he's slowing down as well. He's not
the same anymore. The injury took out.
Yeah, he's not the same anymore. Something's happened. I don't know. It's mentality.
What do you mean something? He just said the injury.
No, I mean like from his head point of view. Do you know what I mean? Like he's not.
It's
mental.
There,
like,
it's mental. I like that, Jess.
Yeah.
Maybe the injuries had a mental effect on him as well. Something like that. Yeah. Maybe you're starting not 100% into challenges and things like that and committing them much because the psychological aspect of that was a horrible experience. I don't want to go through that again. That can be traumatic. Yeah. So that could be an aspect. And like I think Cahil was spot on a lot of things he said. There's a lot of things in there, especially as well if you've lost a tad bit of pace, you're playing high lines and things like that. And I think they need to look at, I guess, trying to get someone of a high quality, a real high quality centre back to play alongside him, like of a world class nature.
I mean, they've got loads, man. They've got Matip, they've got Konate, and Gomez.
Yeah, but like, I'm talking about world class. I'm talking about world class centre back. Like,
I mean, I think Matip's massively underrated. I'm not gonna lie. I just
say he's world class.
No, he's not world class, but I do think he's massively underrated. There's not many world class defenders in the world. Like,
No, it's very
for
few.
me personally, the art of defending doesn't exist. Now, Van Dijk is he is declining, as you guys mentioned, and it is down to the ACL. I'm not going to say it's because of anything else, because ACL injury is a career ender. So the fact that he's still playing to a high level, fair play to that guy. But in terms of world class defenders in the world, there's not many about, man. Like people are saying, just because Van Dijk is so clear of so many other people are literally putting him in the conversation with John Terry Rio. He's not on their level, man. He's not better than Vidic. People are saying with chess that he's better than Vidic, and I can't believe the delusion that is football Twitter and just football opinions at the moment. He's not better than Vidic, and this is not me being biased, but the reason Van Dijk, I always say this, right? Some people, right, they look better than they are. Like, for example, like Jesse Lingard, yeah. When he went to West Ham, people would have said he's X, Y, and Z in terms of how good he is, blah, blah, blah. They would have put him on a very high pedestal. When he comes back to Man United, he's a small fish again. And that's not disrespecting him. He's still a
Scored a worldie for you guys. I think
he's still a good player, but the point I'm making is
he should be starting
a lot better because he's out of position where he's not with players as close to him in ability. Some of them are, obviously, but some of them are below him. And the point I'm making is with Van Dijk, because there's not many centre-backs out there that are actually half decent, he looks exponentially better than them, and he looks unbelievable. When you fast forward or reverse back to Vidic, Ferdinand, etc., there were so many top centre-backs in the world, and it wasn't like there wasn't a huge gap like there is now from Van Dijk to the next best in the Premier League, and that's why he looks better than he is. And that's not me being bitter or salty. That's just facts. I mean, the defending of this league is fucking shit. I'm sorry, but it's absolutely embarrassing. And I know people say you watch Man United week in, week out. That's why you think that, which is probably true. But the fact that Maguire is England's best centre-back, it should tell you everything you need to know. Because
you think that's the fact that football has changed, though. It's like the way they say, because as well with fullbacks aren't as defensive minded these days, so they don't offer as much protection to the centre backs as they do now, where they play so high up. So I think that probably changes a lot and puts a lot more pressure on.
But it's insane that if you actually look at the top teams, if you go back to the top teams, I'm kind of going off topic here, but like Barcelona and Real Madrid in particular, if you actually look at their defenders, the PKs and Puyols and Ramos of the world, a lot of their defending was one-on-one. So teams like that who had a lot of control, Real Madrid and Barca are the best at this. They would commit bodies forward, and Puyol will be in a 1v1 on many occasions. So it's not a new thing. It might be new in the Premier League because the Premier League's finally caught up with the rest of Europe in terms of having more attacking fullbacks. But it's not an uncommon thing. You look at the other leagues, and it's been happening in Spain for decades. Like literally, Carvajal, Marcelo, like all these man, they've been Jordi Alba, Dani Alves. These men have been doing it for about at least a decade. And they've left the centre backs exposed many a times, and then man's dealt with those scenarios. So for me personally, regarding Van Dijk, I still think he's one of the top 3 centre backs in the league. I actually think Thiago Silva's actually overtaken it for me this season personally. I know a lot of people are going to agree with that, but I think Thiago Silva's been the best defender this season. But we'll discuss that on Monday's show because we'll get into that. But listen, last bit of news. I suppose I don't know everything about everyone's team, so I just want to ask you guys really. But I'll start with Man United because I'm aware of Man United's transfer news. So Lingard, we've already talked about. Martial's obviously gone, so I mean, I don't know if anyone wants to add anything to that, but it's been spoken like to death. I just want to ask people about Van der Beek.
Wait, are you still Martial FC? Is that done now?
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I support Manchester United, innit? Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. I'm sure you were the same when Payet left, innit? Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know, though. But Payet deserved it. Like, he was...
Oh, yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Martial's had the same impact as Payet. But what I'm saying is when one of your favourite players left, you just move on, innit, with the club. So it is what it is. But he's on loan, so he could come back. But anyways, Van der Beek to Crystal Palace is gathering pace. I don't know if there's any new revelations since we've been on the show. But from what I heard, Uncle Pat might be securing the Dutchman. I just want to get you guys' thoughts on this matter because obviously I've got an opinion on this. Anyone got any thoughts on Van der Beek to Palace? Do you think it's a good move for him? Do you think it's a good move for Man United? I mean, it's obviously a good move for Palace. What do you guys reckon about that transfer news?
I think it'd be good for him. It'd definitely be good for him.
Yeah, it's good for him.
Yeah.
But did Palace need I'm trying to think. Like, well, I mean, he's going to be playing. He plays a little bit more forward, isn't he? He's not like quite a deep.
No, he's very versatile. But then again, if he goes to Palace, he's their best midfielder, hands
Oh,
down.
definitely.
He's 100%. He's their best
By a
centre mid
mile.
by a mile. So
I don't know, man. Gallagher.
No, Gallagher. Don't get me wrong. Gallagher's doing well right now, but there are levels to the game, and Van der Beek is levels. The fact that he went to Manchester United and they haven't played him is down to just incompetence at a managerial level from Ole, and to be fair, from Ragnick as well, because he's one of Manchester United's but top 3 midfielders, and they're just not playing him. I think once he goes to Palace, he gets to break away from Manchester United. He gets to break away from the media attention that surrounds him. It allows him to play his natural game, and it's just another one of those things where Uncle Pat, man, he just knows. He seems to know the market. He seems to know when and where there's an opportunity to improve this Palace team. And if it goes well for him, I don't see why they don't either go. I see why they can't go for a bid, because it will probably be like 30-40 million. So that's impossible. But another loan deal for the entire season, I don't see why that doesn't happen. So good on Uncle Pat, man.
But they want Man United want him to. They want Palace to pay the full wages, isn't it? And he's on big wages, isn't he?
Do they? Ew.
You know what? They're such wankers, aren't they? As a club, like they really are. Like, you're not using this guy. It's like, you know what? I know I'm not playing with my toys, but I don't want you to play with my toys either, unless you know what I mean. Do 100%.
That was just in the papers today. It was they want Man United want the full wages paid by Palace, and I don't know how much he's on. It must be on the big wage.
It's got to be at least 150.
Yeah,
it's got to be at least.
So I don't know. I can't see Palace doing that, to be honest.
I think you've broken Hotspur, Lawless. I've never seen him like that.
Yo, honest to God, I'm just thinking, I'm just gonna clip that. They're just such wankers. Oh my God, that is such a great clip. Oh, but I mean, you're not wrong though. I can't even say we're not, because we are, because the board are wankers. I love it. You cleanse us out, Lawless. You joined. We'll get the green and gold scarf.
You make green and gold scarf, yeah.
Yeah. But listen, regarding Donny, I mean, it's just I said it earlier on Twitter. I don't even know, but it's just embarrassing, isn't it? How can we sign a player and loan him out and bring nobody in? Apparently, this is, I don't know if you guys have heard this, right? But apparently, this is what we're doing. We're loaning out Donny to bring in Herrera. That's what.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
That we're replacing Donny van de Beek with Herrera. That's what we're doing. How does that make sense? Like,
so you bought Van der Beek to replace Herrera, and now Herrera's coming back. He left horribly. I'm not gonna say he's a bad player, but he's not the answer to your problems. That's awful. That's an awful signing, man.
That's absolutely baffling. But just while we're on Palace, I just want to quickly say that Patrick Vieira, absolutely phenomenal job so far. He's not getting enough praise. I don't understand why. I know Graham Potter's done a good job at Brighton, but Vieira's done the way they played against Liverpool in the second half. I've not seen a team put it to Liverpool like that. Even Liverpool fans were saying, bloody hell, we're getting battered. Like, Alisson generally kept him out, losing from 5-2 or whatever it is. It could have been 5-2. Obviously, Liverpool won 3-1. But, yeah, just like for me, I just want to give him his credit, because I just think he's been phenomenal. And it's good for the ethnic minority community as well to see a black manager flourishing. So, if he's going to go to anyone, I'm more than happy for it to be to Crystal Palace, because I know he'll actually play good football. And more power to Patrick Vieira. I wish him nothing but success this season. So that's the only thing. I'm just going to open up to you guys, because to be quite frankly honest, I don't know what's going on with your lot's team, because I barely know what's going on with my team. So I don't know if there's any news with West Ham, any transfer rumours. I generally don't know. So, Lawless or Jase, is there anything you want to bring up? Is there anyone or lack of transfer rumours?
Listen, we don't worry about transfers these days. Our owners don't like buying players.
Yeah, we like a small squad. Like let's
we like a small squad. We don't need. We've got injuries. Who cares?
Got Yarmolenko, mate.
We got Yarmolenko.
Problems. Like, but this is the thing, right? I'm getting annoyed. Like, obviously, look, we need a centre back, we need a striker. We're linked with that bloody Cahil from Marseille once again. Like, we linked with him for the past 5 windows or something. Like, apparently, We've got a scout now that used to work at Marseille, so they're pushing hard, trying to get. I think that'll be a good signing alongside.
You know what? These things that makes me laugh. These type of things that we've got a scout. You know what I mean? Like all these silly things. That's all we hear on our rumors.
And
it's like.
And we got Vlasic is having a work because he's Croatian, so he's using the Croatian connection to try.
I'm disgusted.
We've signed Rob Newman. We've signed Rob Newman from Man City, but all our players are our best scouts. Like I don't know what it is.
Brought us too far, didn't he?
Fucking Rob Newman can piss off, mate. What the hell is he doing? What is he doing?
It's ridiculous.
But he's going on news now and going, hold on a sec, let's see who we can just like have a look at. And nothing.
He's just sending the player out. It's like
I reckon the way he's doing, he goes on to Souček and Soufal's friend list on Instagram. He goes, you know what, lads? Can you have a word? Any chance you can sort this one out for us?
Yeah, innit?
Come on, lads. Have a word. You tell him that we like him. Tell him we like him to play. Go on. It's like little kids or something.
Yeah, they are wankers. But they are wankers. The biggest problem is what's worrying me the most is the striker situation, right? Because I just don't like we're talking about we're you know what I mean all these players. We're linked with is it Borja from Southampton, who's a Chelsea player. But we're waiting until the summer now because it looks like we can't get him here. And there's a lot of talks that we're gonna wait.
You're not getting him. I'll take that.
You're not getting Southampton.
There's no way Chelsea let him go.
I know, but this is the thing. Look at all the striking options that they've got, like all the attacking options they've got. They haven't really.
They've got Lukaku winning, innit?
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. They hoard their players, man. You know this by now, Dan.
But yeah. I mean, anyway, so we're linked with him. We're linked with what's this? Is it Diaz or whatever from Blackburn? We're linked with a ton of. We're linked with fucking every striker. But the problem is it looks like all the rumors, all the noise I'm hearing is, why don't we just wait till the summer rather than just sign any striker now? Wait till the summer so Moyes can get the striker he really wants. And I'm sitting there thinking,
my God,
this sounds like deja vu because I remember last January after we sold Sebastian Haller. Moyes ain't going to be able to get the striker that he wants to. So he's going to wait till the summer to really find a striker he wants. What summer comes? No striker. So I'm not trying to hear that bullshit right now in January when we have bloody Mikel Antonio who's out of form and he's going to the flipping qualifiers or whatever for Jamaica to play 3 games in a row. He's going to be knackered when he comes back. We need a striker. Desperately, a proper striker, not a winger that's converted to a striker. We need a striker. And I don't like the noises that I'm hearing, to be honest. But listen, right now, if you're worried, if you're complaining about Lacazette, I'll just take it now. Even though he was a bit of a clown for rejecting us the first time for Champions League football and never played a minute of Champions League football. Still, I'm desperate, mate. If he wants to,
Lacazette would be good for you, I'm not gonna lie. I think he'd suit the way you play a lot. I don't know what you lot think, but
he's probably massively overpaid, though.
No,
you guys
we'll take Aubameyang. We'll take Aubameyang on that.
Aubameyang, there we go.
Yang, that would be me. I'll be throwing out the Yang. Yeah, hey, come on, loan us like flipping Aubameyang, man.
You got to pay his wages, 350k.
We'll pay 100 grand a week. Simple. Cool.
You'll have Yarmolenko. We'll give you Yarmolenko as well.
He'll fit your system. He will.
You know the fit our system also? Declan Rice.
Nah. Like he won't suit you. He won't suit you, man. He's just Nah, but
why would Declan Rice go to Arsenal? That's such a downgrade, man.
In it.
Such I mean that in the most respectful way, man. But Arsenal are just finished, man. Like, honestly, let's just talk about Arsenal's transfers very quickly before we wrap the show. Cahil, what are your thoughts? Are you gonna get anyone because Vlasic or whatever, Vlahovic? Man, Justin, man. He's rejected. Yeah, you'll be rejected by next man. Newcastle are bullying you in the window. Let's be real, because you want him as well from Lyon.
Isaac rejected them, didn't he?
To be fair, Isaac's price tag is outrageous, so I don't mind that one. You're getting rejected left, right, and centre. You need about 3 players. Your 2 centre mids that start are both suspended. They're both suspended because they both got a red card.
You know what? Yeah. They're like Arsenal, yeah. Arsenal are like an overweight, middle-aged, balding man turning up to London Fashion Week trying to get phone numbers. That's what they're like. They're just like punching above their weight.
London Fashion Week.
Yeah, they turned up to Fashion Week. We're going up to the supermodels like, "Hey, babes, give me your number, yeah." Like, and they're like, "Nah, man, that's Arsenal, right?"
Is that you speaking from experience, Lawless, or not?
That's what
Listen, I thought we were allies in this in Cahil's misery. Focus on Cahil.
The only difference is you got the numbers in it, so it's all good.
Yeah. Well, my girlfriend actually works on
That was
London
prior to
Fashion
your
Week.
missus, obviously. Just
My girlfriend works on London Fashion Week, so.
Oh,
There
there
you
you
go.
go. It works.
There you
Oh,
go.
you had to pull that out there.
Maybe I asked you to take
Okay,
notes from Lawless, but because obviously our next show is, I believe, it's going to be after deadline days pass, so obviously the Monday night. So realistically speaking, my question is very simple: are you signing anyone from now to then? What do you reckon?
Absolutely not. And the
Wow.
players we need to sign, which are available, I say we could. If we were smart, we were shrewd, we should go for Renato Sanchez. But we're not smart. We're not shrewd. So
Where's Sanchez at now? Is he at
he's still at
Is that Lille?
Lille. He's still at
Yeah.
Lille, yeah. Because we were linked with him during the summer, and that fell through because he got injured apparently. And yeah, man, you just need to be smart about this, and we're not being smart about it. We're going for Vlahovic. He said 3 months before the transfer window opened, he doesn't want to come to us. He wants to go to Atletico Madrid. Now he's ended up at Juve because they slapped the money down. If it comes out that Arsenal haven't made one official bid for any of these players, it would not surprise me because that's what happened with James Maddison. For the entire summer, we were linked with James Maddison.
Yeah.
Brendan comes out and said we didn't receive one bid from Arsenal, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was all talk just to get us excited. And it ended up blowing up in our face. And with Bruno Gomes, I think that's how you say his name. I don't think we bid for him either. I think we just linked with him. And now Newcastle, they said, "Here's the money. We're gonna get him and
If
give him."
Newcastle get him over you, I'm sorry, but that's.
I think they're guaranteed to get him. I think he's
I
going.
don't think it's got. Obviously, I've seen Ramona's
he's having a medical, isn't he? That's what I heard.
No,
he's having
no. Ramona's tweet prior to the show was the medical's not stalled, but they're just sorting out some few minor details regarding his wage. So it looks likely, but you know, it can still fall through it at this point.
It could fall through, but I just think we're our transfer policy. It was going so well in the summer. We were spending the money. I think those players have improved the squad. I don't think you can deny that they have been an improvement on the squad.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, I just want to throw that out. I mean, Tommy Yasu has been one of the signings of the season.
Tommy Yasu's there. What's it? Ramsdale. Ben White's a massive improvement on Rob Holding and fucking Callum Chambers. You can't even deny that.
I mean, that says a lot, doesn't it? Really,
it does say a lot, doesn't it? But I think, and also Lokonga's been a good midfielder. I don't agree with the stick that he's been getting over the past few weeks. He's been playing solo.
He's only a kid, man. He's only a kid.
He's only a kid, and to be honest, hindsight. People have short memories. I think he didn't deserve to get dropped by Arteta to bring back Xhaka, but hey ho, that's what happens when you have favorites. But I don't think we're going to sign anyone, to make a long story short, and it's going to be a real rough run for top four.
Anybody going out of Arsenal, do you think?
A lot of players going out. Maitland-Niles went out. Fucking
and then they're crying. They ain't got enough players to
this
play.
Is what I mean. That's why.
Do you think Aubameyang will go out on loan then? Do you think or not?
No, we're trying to sell him. We're trying to sell him to a Saudi team.
Yeah, that Saudi team, yeah.
Oh, the Saudi team,
or something like that. But he doesn't want to go because it's Saudi Arabia. Why would he want to go? He's in the prime of his career right now. He's still got
years left in him, at least good 2-3 years. Yeah, just this comment from Hussam, obviously this is regarding the bet. You've all been tagged. Now you'll love your mentions after the show. I mean, my Twitter's suspended, so I can't give 2 shits. But it is what it is. And plus, I ain't singing no fucking You Never Walk Alone. Fuck Liverpool. Fuck fucking Klopp as well, the bitch. But anyways, enough of that. Just quickly, Man United win, signing no one unless it's Herrera, which... Happy days, great football club. But listen, apart from that, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's tuned in. It's been a fantastic show, as always. Everyone's socials are down below. Make sure you slap a like, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, you can follow me on Usman. Oh shit, I've got it wrong out there. I forgot to change it. It's down below, man. It's in the description.
Follow him until he gets suspended again. Or
yeah, exactly.
You've probably been suspended already, mate. To be honest,
I know.
haven't
I've been suspended. But yeah, feel free to check me out on TikTok because I'm actually doing well on there. I'm enjoying that content. But yeah, Lawless, I'm gonna pass it to you. Where can the people find you, my guy?
Yeah, at the Lawless on Twitter, of course, West Ham Fan TV for everything else. Obviously, Dan Damo and Jase Twitch.tv/ Dan Damo Jase. It's spelt Damo, but it's Damo. It's confusing. Or YouTube. So we got lots of antics coming up and planned and all sorts of craziness.
You love to see it. Jay, same question to you, my guy.
Yeah, don't forget twitch.tv/ Dan Damo Jase. Let's do another little plug there again.
Exactly,
YouTube Dan Damo and Jase. You know, it's all there. It's all there at West Ham Jase as well for Twitter, please.
Yes. Make sure you check out their Twitters as well. And last but not least, Cahil, let the people know where they can find you, my guy.
Free in midfield on all the socials, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all there. And of course, we host a show on Mondays, the match report.
Bloody hell, Cahil, a bit more enthusiasm.
I think you're upset talking about the transfers.
I've been up since 4 o'clock, man. Allow me. But yeah, free midfield Monday. Every Monday we have a show. Hopefully Darren joins us, but if he doesn't, he doesn't. But me and Michael host the show every Monday called the Match Report. Come check us out there.
That's Kojo, by the way, in case no one knows his first name.
Yes, there we go.
Also, just
get the stage name in there.
Yeah, regarding obviously the Lawless's and Jase's content, we're in talks to do Among Us on their channel as well. So make sure you go and follow them on Twitch. I'm a huge fan. I'm a bit of a fanboy. They do fantastic content with the gaming. So obviously, if you love a bit of gaming, check that out right now because we're going to be on there very soon. I can assure you. But anyways, apart from that, it's been your boys fan. Hopefully.